What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. It's Saturday night. Whew. We still in the weekend. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Sunday fun day. Let me go ahead and pop on in here. Hey, y'all. Welcome to my channel. It's just Rhonda. We're here to review this second episode of Project Runway. It's season 22, episode 2. Did y'all enjoy the episode? I'm gonna say this. I feel like if y'all was gonna be dumping all these people all at the same time, then what's the point of bringing them all over here? My glasses are filthy. When I say they're filthy, I mean I ain't looking at nothing but fingerprints and smudge. Anyway, if y'all are gonna be bringing these people over here just to dump them, it's kind of annoying because you get talent. You've got all this immunity going on over here, and let's get into it. Let's get it going and get into the thing. I actually was wrong. I mean, I was misunderstood last week. I didn't realize, I thought 1 was going and 3 were staying. But no, 3 is out. 3 are out and 1 is in. I would agree with this. I would agree with this choice. I think when what was his name up there in the green? I can't even remember his name. Robbie, Robbie. Robbie came over here with a dress that nobody would wear. It was a hot mess. And Plain Jane, I'm gonna say this: Plain Jane came over here with a shark coochie, not charcuterie as in charcuterie, shark coochie studs coming out the cooch, out the booty, all on the boobies. I don't know what kind of. It looked like something from out of American Horror Stories, if you want me to be honest. That's how I felt about it, and I am glad that we do not have a cast full of drag queens. The fashions are a lot of the times tacky, if you ask me, and all that extra that comes along with the cattiness and the backstabbing comments and all of that. I don't really need all of that. It's one thing to be a little bit shady. Let me move this over. It's one thing to be a little bit shady, but we're all artists over here and talent over here, so it's far better to me to have people, like I said before, that are going to grow from each other and not just be over here talking smack. So I feel like Jeffrey, first of all, Jeffrey is a Orlando man. He's, from the Orlando area. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say, not only that, I feel like he was the most talented out of this group. What's her name? Our Robbie, former Miss Universe. That's right. I'm fanning already. Don't judge me. Judge your mama. Our Robbie is, she came with, a very basic look. And so, yeah, I think the right choice was made. What do y'all think? Would y'all have chosen our Robbie or would y'all have chosen Jeffrey to stay? I'm glad Jeffrey is still here. Jeffrey goes on to design another day. So anyway, the judges, new challenge. We've got 5, 6. Is it 5 or is it 6? I think it's 6. We have 6 designers with immunity. As far as I'm concerned, they should be daggone glad they have immunity because it was a lot of hot mess going on over here. And I feel like you should be trying to show up with your best every time. Even if you have immunity, you should get in there and give it your all every single time, because every opportunity that you take on this runway is, an opportunity for the people meaning us, to see what you're made of. So, I wouldn't want to be putting no trash down the runway. and some of it was trash, if you ask me. So this week, the challenge was to show um, a design that represents you. I feel like these challenges are they're very general. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, academia, and some. You said Jeffrey being there is a tragic mole of a mess. You think so? Who would you have chosen instead? You said it's giving TV plan, but make it funny. I um I didn't like anything about anything that any. If you ask me, and you didn't, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I think, hey, Motown investor, I think in terms of real clothing, our Robbie was the best, and I would wear that, if I had the body for it, and I might. I'm just saying. I've been in the gym. I might could like throw a little booty short on. Maybe not yet, but I'm getting there. Anyway, this ain't about me. Our Robbie was the only one over there with real clothing, but I knew she wasn't going to be here for two reasons. One being she doesn't have enough followers. It's a numbers game, and she didn't have enough design. And at the end of the day, you can't be coming over here making clothes that looks like it came from a simplicity pattern out of the fabric store. So out of the three, I would have chose Jeffrey. Yeah. That's it. That's all. Jeffrey's got good hair. Uh, Bao is the best designer there. You think? I'm gonna disagree, but that's okay because I do remember her in the Next in Fashion. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. I realized when they keep showing that Jennifer Lopez dress that I had seen it before, and it was over there the Next in Fashion. I can't remember who won actually. That's the one on Netflix. If you haven't watched the Next in Fashion, it's a cool little fashion design, same type of concept. Um, anyway, yeah. So if it wasn't Jeffrey, then YouTube, Academia, and some. If it wasn't Jeffrey, then who would you have decided to keep? Just asking. So let's move along. They have this very general concept where they're supposed to go make a design that represents them. That doesn't, to me, give you a whole lot of direction. So, and that's okay because it gives you freedom to, come up with your own thing. I think a lot of designers have a little trouble with that because you get kind of a creative block when you don't have any direction. So then you're out there with everything in your mind and nothing in your mind all at the same time. Trust me, I've been there. It's a very complicated place to find yourself in. And they don't have time. Their time constraints are very short. This is a one-day challenge. And so we go see who gonna give us the best that they got in this one-day challenge. I'm gonna start with the people who had immunity. I wasn't impressed with any of it. So these guys had immunity last week. So none of them are going home. So let's talk about their designs though. Um, how do you call this boy? Audrey? um, Audrey, I don't know. He's not, how do you say Andrew, I've seen this before. This is not impressive. Andrew has a lot of mouth to talk about other people's designs, but it's a basic plaid skirt and a white top. Nothing about this stands out. I can't tell, like, no, it had a bustle in the back that didn't really look like a bustle. His bustle wasn't bustling. His bustle was just a bunched up fabric in the back with a big split in the front. I feel like it's something we've definitely seen before. Um, you said bow stress this episode. Did you see the draping and the silhouette? It was very interesting. Jeff presented a look that felt very restricting from the front, and the back was good, but a backwards dress. We gonna get to him. We gonna get to him. We gonna get to both of them. Yeah, you just like bow. You just like bow, and I'm not mad at it. I think I love, I think that's what makes fashion so great because everybody can come, with their own perspective and their own. It's very subjective. But what did you think about Andrew? I thought it was boring. I feel like I said, if you're gonna have all that mouth, then you need to back it up. And this was just a plain plaid skirt that we've all seen before. and a white top that doesn't have any design, much design at all. So there's that. Then you got Elizabeth. Like I said, these people here, I would say, and I agree with you, YouTube Academia, and then some. I agree with you that Bio definitely deserved to be here more than some of these people. And this is the catch 22 that happens when you give all these many people immunity. Maybe only 3 of them should have had immunity. But, you know, we're here we are with rules that ain't made by me. Elizabeth, Heidi say it looked like the dress from last time. I say, it's not a chitlin dress, but I would like her to give me a whiskey on the rocks. She looks like a barmaid. I can't tell you how much I hate these thigh-high boots. I feel like they're so played out. I don't like accessories that take away from the design. Yes, Andrew is boring. Andrew. He's boring and he got a lot of mouth. And, you know, that mouth is only going to get himself fired. I love it when they come in here and they have all this stuff to say about people and, you know, how their design is subpar. And then you put a regular old plaid skirt on the runway with a shirt that has no design. Elizabeth, she's another one with a lot of mouth and not a whole lot of design. It's another scrunchy dress with, like I said, these thigh-high boots. It's styled like I want her to do the can-can. Can't you see her kicking her feet up? She needs 3 more girls that they can lock arms together and then do high kicks, you know, and serve some whiskey on the rocks down to the bar at the cantina, old Western style. Yeah, not a fan. I didn't like the chitlin dress, and I don't like this barmaid dress either. And she's very young. It's unfortunate that such a young girl, both of them are young, Andrea and Elizabeth, they're very young and their style is not, it's not that modern, to be honest. It's all reminiscent of things that we've seen before. I didn't like his dress from last week. How's Brian even there? I'm sorry. Because Brian has immunity and it looks like Brian used the rest of the fabric that he had from that last thing that he, you know, pulled off, which I liked his last design. This, I'm like, is he going to do everything out of the same fabrication? Again, I've seen this before. That skirt is not flattering. It's something about the length of it, and it's been done before. I can't even see the shirt, but the shirt looks like a thing. You know, they got a lot to say about Joseph McCrae while they keep cranking these same daggone designs down the runway. Audrey, Elizabeth, and Brian. Their designs are the same as the other stuff they just did. Elizabeth and Jude feel fashion school beginner. Oh, I'm going to disagree with you. I like that Jude. I like Jude a lot. A fashion school beginner is Chloe, though. Look at Chloe with another tube top. And, you know, who's wearing this? Now, they really like that last week's outfit. I wasn't a fan of it. And I feel like this is like the same thing. It's this skimpy skirt. And what is the shape of that? I'm not understanding. Who's wearing that? It looks like it's too cumbersome to wear to the beach because you can't move your arms. The skirt, I don't know. I feel like, again, you know, the outfit she's wearing is cuter than this thing that she put together. I wish the judges would have critiqued these safe people. I wish they would. I wish the judges would have let us know their thoughts on these people, you know, that had immunity and what they really think. You know, that we know that none of them were in their top. Chloe's got an eye, though. I guess, child. I don't see it. I don't see Chloe doing a whole lot of design just yet. We're going to have to see. Right now, I see the same thing as I seen last week, you know, with her arms tied down to her side, belly out, shoulders out, legs out, booty out. She's, you know, just out. Jude is good, but he needs to show something other than gray. I agree. And I feel like this is his personality. I don't understand these designers that get stuck in I only do black and I only do white. Brian, same thing as last week. Jude, same thing as last week. And it's not, I like the one last week. I feel like this one is a little bit boring to me. It's nicely made, But I feel like you can just buy that. It looks off the rack. And I don't know. The back is okay. I don't know that I would want like the whole back of my coat open. I feel like I would like for my coat to be functioning. His tailoring is good. We already know that, but Jude, we need you to yeah, come out of the clouds. Come out of them gray clouds. Jude is gonna go far because he can really sew. I agree. Um, he's got to find better color stories. You said an interesting silhouettes. Hey, El Cid, I'm gonna have to catch you on the replay. I was at work when you was doing your review this afternoon. Um, when I say it's a good idea or a good experience for them to be around each other, maybe that's what Jude is missing. You can only grow when you're around other designers. Now, I will say him and Chloe are like the complete opposite, and maybe he can learn to like, unbutton that button. You know what I'm saying? Show your tailoring, but also like lighten up, loosen up just a little bit. He's a young man, but he's very tight. Apparently has a crush on Christian because Christian gets him all flabbergasted when he comes in the room. Thank you, Elsa. Please like, share, and subscribe. I think I'm at 656, I think it is. I'm on the road to 1,000. So share it. Tell somebody. Go to work. Tell your friends. Whether they watch or not, say, hey, do me a favor. Click this subscribe button. Get these numbers up. Hype me up. All the things. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here and I'm going to be here. But I'm trying to grow this channel. You said you agree about Chloe, but she has an eye for whimsical. And that can be a little interesting, but more clothes and more. Yeah, she gonna have to add clothes. The whimsical I get, and that's why I said it would be an interesting challenge. I think because they're gonna have these challenges where they're required to pair up in groups. It'll be interesting to see Chloe and Jude maybe on the same team, so they can kind of feed off of each other. I don't know. Being on the team with Brian is gonna be difficult because if you're on his team, he's gonna be out here telling people that you're his assistant intern. He's my intern. Shut the hell up. Your intern is a far better sewer than you are. I will say that. B. So yeah, these are the people that were safe. If it were, excuse me, if it were me, honestly, the only person that would stay is Jude. I'm not a fan of what's going on. Teams next week. Yep. Elsie be on top of it. I knew it was coming. I'm glad because since they're kicking people off the way they are, it's irritating. I hate waiting until next week. I think it's a complete waste of time for us to be sitting here waiting until next week just for them to say this person's out. Y'all are the mystery is not mysterying. Who else? Okay, we got the bottom. Who's safe? Let's talk about our safe bets. We got Naeem. Is that his name? Naeem? Yeah. And Aaron. Ugh. I'm torn about this. I think it was a little bit unfair, to be honest. I love Naeem's design. I hate that hat. I agree with the judges, but I love his edginess. I think his silhouettes are very cool. I think, the right guy. He reminds me of Bishme a little bit, where he, only Bishme focuses on women's wear, but just his very the way he plays with silhouette, his streetwear is just, I love it. And his tailoring is great. That's a lot to put together in one day. So I'm going to give him credit for that. You said, I'm just wondering if Brian would feel fabulous in his own clothes. Art is just an art or artistic vision. I think maybe he would. I think Brian probably envisions himself as a skinny girl. So, yeah, I think he would probably see himself. It's hard to tell what his personality is based on the way his sewing and construction. He don't need no intern. All you need to do is sew a few squares together. So that's why I'm not understanding the judgment of Joseph McCray, because y'all are just, technically y'all are not touching Joseph McCray. And he does play with silhouettes. I love, and I'm gonna give him a little bit credit for growing, Joseph McCray. This is just week 2, but he definitely put some skills, some sewing into his design this week. Naeem also feels a little fashion school, but I don't know about these pants. They're not for everyone. They're not for everyone. Um, and you have to keep in mind, like, because his look from last week was not giving fashion school, but you have to keep in mind that they only had one day. There's only so much. He made pants, a jacket. It's double lined. You know what I'm saying? Everything. He wasted time with that damn beret. I hate that. But that's a part of his growth. His styling is something that's going to need to grow. And I feel like in the right city, like this is very New York, Chicago, East Coast, maybe even LA. I would even say LA. His vibe is very much, young streetwear designer. So I like it. Aaron, I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened here, Aaron. He had something going on that was really cool initially. I feel like he might have let Christian Siriano get the best of him. These boots are these thigh high boots again. Like this is not design. This is a tube skirt with an elastic waist. I don't know what this top is. The top looked like it could have been going in a cool direction. And then, he had to pivot. I am an Aaron fan, but I didn't think he deserved to be saved. I think he only was saved by the judges because of his connections, that he's had in the fashion industry. Aaron, no sleeves and a neck is fat, but what's going on in the middle? Exactly. That's how I feel. I feel like he was working with something with this top, and then he kind of got lost along the way, and he had to pivot. I don't know what happened with his bodysuit, but I really did like the direction, that he was going on in the beginning, and he let Christian throw him off. Aaron's design looks like it shrunk in the dryer. It shrunk in the workroom. Motown investor is shrunk in the workroom. And that's how I feel about when they have these very vague guidelines, and they're like, give us, something that represents you. Maybe they should think about those things before they get there. They need to go and study, the first few episodes of Project Runway and really like tap into those vague descriptions for the challenges. But as much as I like Aaron, I wasn't a fan of this. It's just, talk about design school, and he's a teacher. He's or he has been, but didn't he say Badgley, Mishka? Like his resume is amazing. This is not giving that. So I'm glad he's still there, but I disagree. I wouldn't have saved him. Honestly, we can go to the people that were at the bottom. Um, I would have saved Octavius if it were me. I'm not a judge, but okay. So we can talk about your fave. Bow. Bow is over here with this illusion dress. I was so confused. Heidi said it looked like Borak. That was a bit much, but now I can't unsee Borak in that. You said PM. What do you mean PM? Say more, because I'm lost. I don't know what I said, and I don't know what PM is the answer to. Um, Bow. I can't unsee Borak. I feel like it's because of the top. I think designers need to take into consideration also, um, women have actual breasts. So, you have this model with these mosquito bites, but that's not necessarily what happens in real life. This is an amazing model. She's a great model, but the top of that is definitely giving not a whole lot of design. I feel like it's cool from the waist down. The top is missing, it's missing, period. The top is absolutely missing. Um, the sheer, like the suspension is cool. You said so much industry experience. Yeah. Um, Child, I asked at PM. um, and this say 8:34 p.m. That's on me. He does have a lot of industry experience. Um, so LaRoche said something about the seam in the back. And unless this shear comes in a tube, it's virtually impossible. Where was she gonna put the seam at? On the side? Like I didn't understand that critique so much. He said it cheapens it. I don't know. Maybe there's a technique that she could have used. Maybe she French seamed it or something. I, didn't get a that close of a look at the back of it. I feel like the top is a far more problematic for me than the bottom. I think she, like I said, she was going with something in the bottom. She sure like these Judy Jetson shapes. The outfit she got on. One thing Bao gonna do is give you a meet George Jetson. Um, the collar, there's more collar there than there is top. So, I wish she would have made an actual top to the dress because, like I said, women have boobs. And then you don't run across too many people that are absolutely, completely flat chested. So, I'm going to give Bao a yes for the bottom. I don't love, now that, like I said, Katie said Borak, I can't unsee that. B, technically, I feel like there was a lot of detail in it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It doesn't look like anything I've never seen before. It just looks like some black pants and a black halter top. And because it's black, the details are lost in the design. So, yeah, I feel like he could have done something really cool. I agree with La Roche. It's the cut of the pant. And take those stupid gloves off. The way these group of designers, as much experience as they have, because they're all over here talking about who they dressed on the red carpet. I dressed this person and I dressed that person, and I don't have any real sense of style when it comes to accessorizing these things. Um, you say I see what you're saying about Bao. I think I'm in love with the silhouette, and the back was so fussy, but this is true artistic beauty. She definitely did, and it's not fair. She said it. It was too soon, not personal style. I agree with her that a lot of designers, talented designers, are going to go home because they had all those people with immunity. Now, when right now everybody loves Chloe. I feel like I'm the only one that's giving Chloe, I mean, I guess if you're gonna call it whimsy, I suppose. But I feel like what Bao does is way better than what Chloe does in terms of the illusion. And she definitely is a talented designer. Um, you said black pin tucks. Come on. Are you talking about B? Yeah. I mean, it was. I wasn't overjoyed with it. So, you know, all that. How about Ice Spice talking about this is not project personality? What would she know about a personality? She should find a personality first before she start critiquing people. Are they made to come on here and be nasty? Girl, find a rapper, Ice Spice, so we could criticize you. What do y'all think about Yang Yang? Yang Yang's design. Ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it. It looks like they said tablecloth. I suppose. I'm not a fan of it. I thought there was very little design involved. She had something going on. Yeah, B with those pin tucks. Um, she had something kind of working with the shoulder. It was interesting a little bit. I don't like this fabric. So, is she such a young girl to have such um mature taste? And yeah, again, they were saying it wasn't lined. That wasn't my only problem with it. It looks like she had a good idea working, and then it's one day, so you start throwing things together because you're running out of time. And don't be so ambitious. Maybe, yeah. I don't really understand her aesthetic. She's all over the place. And then she started with doing the same technique that she did last week. So it didn't do her no good. Maybe she should have stuck with her guns or switched it up a bit. She went like completely in a whole nother direction. And you don't have time for that in one day. You said I actually ordered 4 dresses off Shein that look like Yang Yang's design. You love it? Maybe it's the model. I don't know. The fact that you're saying that you ordered it off Shein though is like it's not a good look for her because on Shein you could get it for $20. I ordered plenty off of Shein. Christian has a saying, it's a lot of look. He says that I feel like I don't know why he would think it's a lot of look. I didn't get that from it. I don't know what she was doing. I didn't think it was a good idea for her to go back to that same technique again. At least not now. You know what I mean? It's okay to show if you have a technique that you're really good at. I feel like it's okay to show it. But yeah, this is completely different than that. And according to Motown investors, you can get them things down to Shein. So I don't know, like I said, if that's a good thing. Tyra be down to Shein apparently. Is it just me? This is a little bit off subject. Is it just me, but does Tyra's hair look like Giselle Bryant's hair from season 1 of Real Housewives of Potomac? She got that gigantic plastic synthetic wig sitting on top of her head, Tyra. I would not trust anyone who purchased their wigs from Temu. Because I was like, all them bangs and girl, Tyra is tacky, and her friend Heidi is too. Um, this is Heidi's show though. Bobby, what did y'all think of Bobby's design? Again, it's awfully matronly. It's awfully matronly for such a young girl. I love green. I say it all the time. Green is my favorite color, but this is just sad. This is just sad, and it doesn't have any real shape to it. It's just hanging there. She seems way more fun than that. I don't know what her inspiration was. They said this challenge is to pick a design, design something that represents you as a designer. I guess, child. Her hair is Giselle's hair. Hot mess. Hot mess. Tyra was making my head sweat. All that hair. Yeah, Bobby, I'm not a fan. I didn't love her last dress. It was okay. No, I did like her last dress. She went from the puffer dress to this. So who is she? Yin Yang, Yang Yang, Yang Yang. Who is she? B, they don't have any point of view. I will say Bao, like you can tell about dress. She has a distinctive point of view. You could criticize little bitty things. Like I said, you cannot question her technical skills. I liked her last dress. So, and the last dress, the closer up I saw it, the more I liked it. It was just, like I said, the design got lost in the color. Octavius. This coat was fire. I love this coat. Tyra, I don't know what she's talking about. This coat was amazing. Worst thing he could have done was put that daggone. Why do you need a jacket on top of a suit? I don't understand that. I think, maybe he was trying to show like how much he could do in a short period of time, and it didn't work in his favor. The styling for Tyra is trash. Yeah, she needs to make a phone call to Jay Bolin or somebody and get some help. Because it's hard to take advice from somebody sitting up there with them bangs from the 99 and the 2000s. Child, who's doing that? The wig looked heavy. She looked like she went. Who made that? Plain Jane? She looked like she came from the Drag Race. We need to roll RuPaul over here. RuPaul looks fat. I seen a video of RuPaul dancing, and I'm like, RuPaul is still fine. I don't know what kind of vegetable salad he eating over there, but he looks amazing. You said La Roche wore a coat designed by Project Runway contestant Octavius Terry during Paris Fashion Week, and they were sitting together like a couple. Octavius and La Roche. Well, you know what, Octavius? Keep your connections together. That coat was bad. Imagine though if he had not put the suit and just put the pants. Like if he would have just put that coat and those pants are fire. The pants, these pants that Octavius made, definitely, this is a nice silhouette on a pair of pants. This is what B should have been doing, with whatever that is he was doing with them pin tucks or whatever. Tyra said the two-tone jacket is something that is popular in the fast fashion, and I know what she's talking about, but this ain't it. This is not it. This jacket was fabulous. The fit of that coat was everything. um Christian told him about the coat being fire. Maybe he saw it didn't. So maybe he saw it and didn't work for B. Um, no, B's coat wasn't that. This coat was fire. I think he would have been in the top if he would have just made slacks instead of, trying to put. You weren't wearing a suit. We don't need a hole in the back. That's so, Celine Dion, from, 1988. We don't need any of that. He could have made those slacks and that coat, and he probably would have been in the top. And for whatever reason, they're hating on him. Maybe because he's older, but these young designers, they're not considering him. I don't think he's gonna be saved. You said really black. I don't know if he has a personal style or just good at styling. La Roche, mm, I think he may have a personal style, but when he's on the red carpet, his client is supposed to be, shining in there. He's always everywhere with what's her name? Zendaya. So fall back. If you walk in next to Zendaya, there's no point in you trying to shine, child, because it's not gonna work. That girl is something else. Um, so who do you think these designers are gonna save over here? After Brian gave that speech about how B is, he's just such a good person and he'll do anything for you, and he was my assistant intern at one time, but he's just great. That was like, what? I don't care about that. I think B had a nice coat, but it needed more tailoring, and I'm gonna hold that against him because he brought it here and he didn't take the time to tailor it. If I was gonna pick somebody to stay, I would say I think Bao should stay. But I don't know if they going, they over here picking with friends. Except for Jude. Jude did say, I'm not picking like with my own interest at heart. I'm over here trying to, play fair. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer being in competition with somebody that's good. It's gonna light a fire under me. That's not gonna happen if everybody else sucks and it's just me. Octavius is given, I got the money, but I don't have the ideas. He's this season's Miss Joan. He's this season's Miss Joan. He's a kind of an old queen. Y'all know what an old queen when they be kind of like, down to the Bronner Brothers hair show. I love Bronner Brothers hair show, but I'm just saying that's that seems like his people. That's his people over there. He's definitely giving old queen. And I think also what happens is when you get, because he's already designed for, red carpet, Academy Award winning, you know what I mean? Actors and things. So when you get to that place and you have to do more commercial designs, you lose your creativity a bit. So it does, benefit. You come around these young kids, you get a little inspiration based on their new techniques and things. Bobby got some green frogs for y'all, don't she know? And I love green, but I don't know what the hell is happening over there. It's like a triangle. She talking about, they love to keep Joseph McCrae's name in their mouth, but you cannot talk about Joseph McCrae and then you come out with a green triangle. I feel like anybody could have made that, even if you don't. So hers to me was the very bottom. Like, I feel like everybody over here had more design than that. And she over here being critical of people. Um, Yeah, I think that's it for those guys. We moving right along over here. I grouped them together because shoot, they was over here making people, five gotta go, six gotta go. So out of these five, I'm gonna hope that they keep Bao around. I don't know if they will. They might. Chloe says she wants. Oh, I forgot homegirl. Dang, she didn't even make the cut. Let me see if I can find a way to send her over here. What's her name? Danny. Let me see if I can send Danny over there real quick. Where's my phone? They want that edge that Joseph has. I mean, actually, I can go over here and do it. I am impressed with Joseph McCrae and what he has managed to it seems like he's put some energy into his sewing skills. That's really important. I forgot to put Danny. I didn't like it no way, so that's probably why I forgot her because, you know, because I thought it was bad. I didn't like it. So let's see. I know I saved these things. Oh, dang it, Rhonda. I was over here trying to get ready and StreamYard wouldn't let me pull things in. So I got a little lost in the sauce. Let me see. I can't even remember what she did. Oh, she did do something that Heidi said, I already got that. I already have one of those. Here we go. Found it. Here she is. So let me share it. They want that edge. Yeah. I'm enjoying Joseph McCrae. Joseph, it's funny because he knows they coming for him. He was like, they will not be voting for me. And who was it? Was like, oh, those colors don't go together. Somebody thinks so. I really liked his design, to be honest. Okay, Danny. Here's Danny's design. What y'all think? Heidi said she got that, which is like, do you? You have that in your closet? You say I was actually unimpressed with who? I think you think the tailoring got better, but now he needs more re, re, refined ideas. Well, this is only the second episode. His look feels very Pillsbury Joe. I liked it. I liked his look this time. And like I said, it's a matter of taste. I do like that it was a complete look. Like the jacket, was a little different in terms of, the technique of weaving the fabrics. Like he created that textile and then made it into a puffer jacket and then had a full complete outfit underneath. Like I feel like maybe his outfit wasn't for everyone, but some of the kids might really enjoy it. What do you think of Danny? Danny, I hope she's out. I don't want to see it anymore. Chloe says she really likes Danny. She said her sewing, her tailoring is insane. I can't tell. Where would you wear that? Even her styling. She gave this lady witchy poo hair and then put ballerina slippers on the heels with it. So yeah, I'm not impressed. I think Danny's out, and yeah, she can go. I'm not feeling Danny. So, top three. Where are you at? Top three are Joseph McCrae, Anna, and Jeffrey. Jeffrey went from the bottom, started from the bottom. Now you're here. I'm gonna start with Jeffrey. Um, I didn't mind Jeffrey's look. I thought um, it's giving a little more fashion and a little less drag queen, which is going to be a challenge for him. I'm not usually a fan of the pointy shoulders and things, but this didn't bother me so much. Now the back, I felt like the back had a lot going on. I don't mind the skirt. I thought the skirt was cool in the back, but I think there's a lot of design going on. What'd you say, Christian? Say it's a lot. You got a lot going on. That's how I felt about the back of that. So, but like I said, he's leaning more. Pull it all the way back. He's a worlds away from that water fountain Chinese restaurant dress that he had on last week, that he designed last week or bought. The front looks like a straight jacket. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not really so much straight jacket. I think it's a cool silhouette. I'm not mad at the silhouette. Um, I think the sleeve maybe is a bit much. He still like needs to pull back a little bit. The sleeve is a bit much, and then of course, you've got this back, the skirt with the little, crossover closure in the back. And then, I think he did too much with the straps, and it starts to be a lot. I like it better from the front than the back, and considering where he came from last week, um, yeah, I'm not mad at it. Christian says it's a lot of look. It is a lot of look. When Jeffrey's model turns around, it's a lot of look, and it gets to be too much. Thank goodness he did such a monochromatic plain front. The pointy things, y'all stop with the pointy things, the sleeves and the bust lines. And it doesn't have to be so pointy. And I think with this dress, he could have just took it down just a little bit more. But we're gonna give Jeffrey, he's like I said, he's miles away from the Chinese restaurant water fountain dress. He's all the way over here to the straight jacket dress. And so yeah, I'm not mad at it. Anna, I like this dress, and these are not even colors that I would put together typically, but I'm not mad at it. Anna said she doesn't usually buy fabric. She's used to going and using things that are repurposed. And I'm so glad Christian talked her out of doing whatever that thing was. You channeling the dress you made when you was 10 years old. Every time they start doing, this reminds me of my grandmother, or this was like reminiscent of my mother's wedding dress. Anytime they start channeling those weird things, this is like inspired by the dress when I was 10 years old. That's when I get into trouble. So don't do that. You like pointy things? That's because you're nasty, Elsid. Um, you said Jeff got that girl sitting on her buttons. If she come out of that thing, her whole booty crack gonna be out. I'm not sure that it opens over there. And when you look at Jeffrey's dress, how do you get in that? How did she get in and out of there? I don't like clothes when I get them home. I got to figure out where to put my arm and how to get through the strap, and then so. But we're on to Anna now, and I really like Anna's dress. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, it's interesting and simple at the same time. These colors are not colors that I would ever put together for any reason, but for some reason I don't hate it. And especially if you have darker skin. You said it's a no. The peplum, the peplum is a no. The hem is dragging. It's a hell no. It's a hell no. You a tough cookie, YouTube, academia, and some. You are a tough cookie. How are you not? You don't like Anna's dress, but you was about Bow's dress with her. What do you call it? Um, Tribute to what's his name? Borak. Superman colors, they are. I'm not mad at it. I'm going to stick with where I'm at. I'm not going to let you convince me otherwise. So far, I'm an Anna fan. And then, of course, Joseph McCray took it home. I'm so glad he won, just because I wonder if the judges are privy to the things that they're saying, behind people's back, and they just gave it to Joseph McCray. Like, he did a great job. And I feel like he definitely deserved to be one of the top three. But did they give it to him just so the designers could scramble? Because not only did he win, he has immunity. So next week, he ain't going nowhere. And it's a group challenge. So they're going to be in a group talking about Joseph has immunity. So I don't, you know how that goes. He's going to be in a group, and he's going to, be free to, do his thing. And I hope that he shows us something again. I want to see Joseph McCray, you know, get immunity one more time next week because I don't like the hate. The hate is making me mad, and so far he has come up with when he puts a design down the runway and they automatically know this is him. That's a very good thing. That's a good thing. So I don't want him to, stay focused, Joseph McCray. I'm over here rooting for you. You ain't on my top, but I want to see you do well. Imagine Anna's with no peplum and a better hem. The dress would be sexier. A better peplum? I feel like the peplum is not necessarily the most flattering. I'm going to give you that. But this young lady is very slim. I'm not going to call her skinny. I'm going to call her slim. Let me share it over here because you can get a better look at it. Let's see. We're going to get Danny's other thing out of there. Yeah, here we go. I don't know. I like the top. The hem is off. I'm going to agree with you. The hem is off. I don't like the shoes. If the hem was better, I wouldn't be mad at it. And this is the thing. Slimmer girls, they need a little something, something. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with my original. I definitely I'm a Anna fan. Elizabeth is giving Mean Girl. She's giving Mean Girl with ugly designs. Like I said, she didn't make a chitlin dress, but she came over here and made a barmaid dress. So, what are we supposed to do with that? Andrea and Barbie are mean kids too. It's a lot of shit talking going on over here. El said I would agree with that. And if you're gonna be talking all that smack, then you need to come with some better designs. Let's see, Joseph McCray. I'm gonna stay over here for a minute. Where's his at? Ooh, child. That is one hot mess. And then look at the styling. What is her hair doing? Girl, what is happening over here? I mean, maybe some of them sad girls can go on the red carpet with that. Look at her. She look like she gonna do the can. Elizabeth doing over the talking all that smack. Here we go. Joseph McCray. Um, yeah, I'm not mad at it. I want to see what else Joseph has to offer. Who was y'all's top? Who would you put in the top? Joseph has some beautiful dresses for women in his website. I'm gonna have to go check it out. I've been over to their Instagram pages. I've gone to some websites. I appreciate that he has a website. And ain't no way in the world I would come over here to Project Runway and not have my website up. They be slipping. Boss said her 5-year-old paints on her fabric too. She did say that. She did say that. And then Heidi, when Elizabeth's dress came down, Heidi said it looked like the last dress, and La Roche said, I don't remember it. And I'm like, you don't remember it because you thought it was so pretty, the chitlin dress, except for the strap in the back. Now you don't remember it, La Roche. Hey, to go to Africa. We all the way to the end to go to Africa. Who was your favorite? Who was your top? I mean, when I look at everybody, I'm gonna go with the judges. I'm gonna say I like Joseph McCray's look, and I also like Naeem's look. Those would be my two favorites. I think I didn't like any of these dresses very much. Elizabeth, I liked her dress. I wouldn't wear it. It wasn't for me, but I did like it. I did like it. Jeffrey, Jeffrey will be around for the drama. I am interested to see though, like the transition, the change of them all, seeing how they grow, being in the workroom with each other. Aaron, I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, Naeem is working his way up there for me. He's definitely working his way up there. He was in my top three, but I love streetwear, and I'm not a streetwear designer. I just love like how streetwear kind of takes you into a edgy, edgy, comfortable. Like he said, it was like a warrior. You could definitely use your imagination, and you could definitely repurpose things. To go to Africa, your top is Joseph, Anna, and Jeffrey. Anna. Yeah. Well, these are the same top three. Your top three are the same as the judges. Honestly, I liked Octavius. That coat was so pretty. Um, I'm not even gonna penalize him for having that stupid suit with the hole in the back. With the yeah, that suit. Let's go over here. That suit was so lovely. I mean, that jacket was so lovely. I couldn't. Let's see. These pictures over here are a lot more clear. Whereas Octavius, I'm gonna stop here for a second because I want to keep going back and forth. Um, uh, Jude, my tailor, my favorite tailor here on the cast. That's a crinkly hemline on that jacket. I don't know what happened over there, but something with a ride down at the bottom. The lining got bunched up at the bottom, and yeah. So be careful, Jude. The judges are watching, and you better be glad Nina Garcia wasn't here because she hate a hemline that ain't working. Um, you can see this. Yeah, this shirt. What is that? What is happening? What is going on? I hate the shoes. I hate the shirt. This the bubble skirt is just very simple. It's just lycra with some, whatever that fabric is at the bottom. But there's not a lot of difficult design to it. But I hate the top. The top is awful. Um, I hope Bao stays. I'm gonna say, as far as designers go, she's somebody I would love to see more of. Okay, who was that said you like Chloe? What has Chloe got going on over here? What's happening? She's got this thing tied around her neck. I don't know. I feel like y'all giving Chloe a lot, a lot, a lot. Jude just looks like it's for his grandma. Why is he such an old young man? He's only 23 years old. He is such an old soul. Um, he should have just kept his coat and pants. That's what I said to go to Africa. If he would have left that jacket off, that suit jacket, and if it was that coat and the pants, to me, he would have been the easy winner. Let's see. Yeah, y'all love Chloe. I don't love Chloe so much. Chloe took some lace and tied that lady's arms down. You talk about straight jacket. Now this is a straight jacket. It's a naked straight jacket. And where is she going with this purse? And what is that belt for? Like, I could go. Those shoes are horrible. Where is that lady from? Is she from somewhere like in the country? Yeah, this is ugly. I wish they would have made her take the gloves off. And I don't know. Those pants are clinging to her ankles. The shoes are ugly. Um, the styling is bad. All of them are not good at styling at all. Look at this. This is something else. This is something else. The bone structure. Ooh, the model. Come on now, sis. Come through. Okay. Tyra talking about the two-tone suit. It's so subtle. It's so subtle. And she got a lot of nerve because this is definitely not giving fast fashion. She could stop it. I want that coat though. I would love, man, if I come through, with that coat on, you got background music. What'd you say? It's been Bow's design before. I've seen Bow's design before. It was probably Bao because she's been on one of these design shows. She might have recycled it from something that she did. You say Chloe's dress is so good. What dress? Not this white one. Not this hug yourself dress. One of y'all say she looks good. Chloe's a hot mess. Chloe's not my favorite, but I could look at this coat. This coat is giving me something I can feel. They won't bring him back. That's unfortunate. You going down to the red carpet with La Roche. Well, that's it, guys. So, yeah, who do you think is gonna get the save? Who are they gonna be back? Octavius, I can't say his name. Octavius only wants the shiny things in life. I'm not mad at it. Shine bright like a diamond. Tyra's bang was two-tone from the rest of her hair, and nobody said anything. I did. I said she looked like Giselle Bryant, season 1 of her Real Housewives of Potomac. And that wig looked like it's heavier than that dress that she had on. So yeah, that was a big old heavy wig. Where's Nina? I feel like things go awry when Nina's not there. We need a better stand-in besides what's this girl? Ice Spice. Don't give me no rapper that can't rap to come over here and try to tell me about fashion. All I've ever seen Ice Spice do is bounce her ass cheeks. None of these designers said they were going to vote for Octavius. I think he's not going to be saved. Nope. And I was surprised because Lorray, who I wish was still here, honestly, um, she said she was not going to vote for Octavius. And I was surprised by that because I'm like, first of all, girl, you ain't need to say that out loud, and we know why. Some things are better left unsaid. But yeah, I feel like Octavius, just a disrespect, child, of this gold medalist. Um, I don't know. I hope I was saved. With these designers over here playing games, I can't tell what they plan on doing. You said Tyra ain't got nobody braiding that hair down underneath that wig. I don't know what Tyra got going on. Tyra has never been known for her fashion sense. She's a model. She looks good when other people dress her. I don't know who's dressing her now, and that wig is a hot ass mess. Is it just me? Tyra looked a little crazy about the eyes. I feel like all that top model backlash has got her, somewhere. I had a client one time. This is a little bit off subject. I had a client one time that was this beautiful woman that had a nervous breakdown. Didn't see her for a while. And then, she finally came back maybe after a year later. When she came back, she had this look in her eye like something had happened, like she had a mental break. And I feel like that's what Tyra looks like. Tyra looks like, all her cogs and nuts and cogs ain't connecting with each other. She's a clock that's, the tick then tocked out. Octavius's model looked like La Roche. Oh, sure does. He sure does favor La Roche in a way with that bust down. Mm, mm. I don't know. I'm with La Roche. Put that coat on me. Watch me walk in the room with background music. So, yeah, that's about it, y'all. We'll be back next week to find out, because they're not telling us who's who. Um, I feel like they're gonna hate on Bao for whatever reason. I don't know if B's personality is gonna win him over. What's his name? Audrey. Audrey and Bobby are good friends, so Bobby might be the one that gets saved. That's what I think. I think that it's gonna be friends picking friends, and Bobby will probably be the one that gets saved. Um, I hope not, but it won't be anybody I think. I think out of the two, Octavius and Bao, I think they will probably be one left out. And it'll be one of these other young kids. All those lawsuits are stressing her out. She getting sued. She the one doing the suing. She been working a lot. Where? Down to the ice cream parlor? Y'all are talking about Tyra with her Australian ice cream. Um, I like B too, but I wasn't really a fan of this. I wasn't a fan of this. Like I Spice said, this is not project personality. As much as I hate to agree with her, but he giving a whole lot of neck swinging and sister girling and you know catch the tease and all the gay things. But he needs to get down to the sewing machine and make something memorable. Because this week and last week he was, just in the middle, and that's not enough. Hopefully this is done. Like all these eliminations, like 5 people at a time. We've been here. This is the second episode. Y'all introduced us to these people just to kick them out. So, why? Why bother? You could have not had like 11 extras. 22 was too much. You could have just went with, 14, 15 like we have in the past. And we working on down from there. And then maybe we get to a double elimination. But, This ain't got nothing to do with me, child. I hope Nina come back next week because we need an adult in the room because, Tacky, Tyra, and her friend Heidi don't know what they're doing. And La Roche, he can't do it all by himself. Anyway, y'all, that's all I got. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll be back Monday at 10:30 a.m. with some coffee talk. It's a lot to talk about, y'all. Did y'all go to Taco Bell? Did y'all know that Taco Bell is being blamed for the explosive poops, even though Taylor Brand is the one that's sourcing all the lettuce? Oh, that's a whole nother subject for a different time, y'all. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with your people. Let everybody know I'm over here. Tell them to come over here real quick and click the subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1,000. And yeah, peace out, y'all. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.